you get turned into a marketable character design, and you get turned into a marketable character design. No, please, I have a family, no.
Yeah. Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. Happy Halloween, and here's your annual reminder to never incur an artist's wrath, because the true spooky thing is their power. Hello everyone, I'm back just in time for my irregularly scheduled holiday programming. Ever since I watched one video where one guy tier lists all their bullies, I've wanted to make a video like that, but I'm too stupid to notice if I've ever gotten bullied. Then I thought, ooh, I could do one where I tier list everyone I have a grudge against, which I don't have many grudges, but wow, can I hold on to them for life. Unfortunately, I am not charismatic enough to make it entertaining, so that idea was scrapped until I had the genius idea to combine my two favorite things: character design and complaining on the internet. And since it's spooky season, I am going to be yapping about people I hate and turning them into silly little messed up monster designs. I am a petty little overshare who needs better hobbies. Let's do it. I hope this video comes out before Halloween, unlike last year's Halloween video. It's October 27th, by the way. How cooked am I? This is the earliest person I can remember hating. This grudge is more than 10 years old. I think to understand the story, you have to know that little child me was a massive pushover. You could kick me down the stairs in a cardboard box, and I would still go back to being your friend if you asked nicely enough. Not anymore, obviously. Now, I'd just kill you. Anyways, she was our first landlord's daughter. Bad sign. And she had awful glasses and an awful haircut. We lived here. And just kidding, we lived here. Anyways, I couldn't speak well or make friends well. Skill issue. So she was the one I hung out with for a long time. But of course, she thinks I'm a loser with all the subtlety of a bag of bricks. So she ghosted me in whatever way a group of kindergartners can ghost. Whatever, it's fair she didn't want me around all the time. Typical kindergarten drama. But the thing I'm basing her monster design off of is her most heinous crime. She had a trampoline in her fancy schmancy backyard, and we'd hang out there a lot. My mom told me to get at least 200 jumps a day if I wanted to grow tall, and of course, as a shorty, I wanted to grow as tall as possible. So when Nicole wanted to drag me somewhere else in a bossy little kid way, I snuck back to the trampoline so I could start jumping and get tall. Then she realized I was gone, came back, and was so mad at me, she started fighting me with all the rage of a kindergartner's scorn. We were like 4 or 5. This is the layout of the yard, by the way. We somehow fought all the way until the gate. I tried to escape through there, but it was locked and I was too short to reach the lock. So she just pinned me against the gate and started clawing my eyes out or whatever kindergartner mean girls do. I don't know. I think I screamed for help in the end. Anyways, I entered my villain arc and vowed to never be short again. Jumping for 200 jumps a day worked, by the way. I'm 6'2" now, so it was worth it. Alright, let me talk about my character design process and all the details and stuff because I'm a freaking nerd. Okay, so I have no idea for what the monster design would be at the beginning, so I started doodling and playing around. I really like the idea of her being a stocky in the woods type of monster. I should probably mention that these designs are based on parts of my experience with these real people, but in appearance and lore, these are pretty much just OCs. In the end, I settled on this weird dog, wolf, deer thing. Just now realizing my doodles, it kind of looks like the Teletubbies. Oh well, one thing I knew for certain is the teeth. From the beginning, I wanted this guy to have teeth like splintery broken fence boards. I am a design genius. However, this competed with the white face circle thing that I designed in the messing around doodly stage, So I made the executive decision to turn the face circle into a removable mask. That's what the mask is. It somehow fits perfectly with her personality too. Like when we hung out, we were regular friends, but when the quote-unquote mask came off, she was kind of terrifying. Also, bonus note, not me going back to being besties with her immediately after the fence gate incident. Like, past me, girl, grow a spine. She just tried to murder you. Another funny thing I wanted to add was the hair. I remember she had these very, very distinct bangs, and like I said earlier, they were quite ugly, so I slapped them onto the mask. I like the idea that the creature hates the bangs too, but they need it in order to appear less scary and more stupid. I also included lock and key, kind of like an anglerfish lure. I thought that was pretty clever. I also had more questionable design elements, like the hollow hole in this back covered with stretchy, stringy stuff. So basically I was like, oh shoot, I don't have any trampoline elements. So this is the most slapdash solution I can think of. I mean, I think it works. It looks sick, but I don't know how well that reads as a trampoline. And the spikes on the belly, I made them short because they cluttered the design too much. But my idea is that this creature is really tall and they can lure humans underneath them, and they can harden and extend their spikes into the ground, trapping the person underneath. Which, in hindsight, yeah, it's a little dumb. My idea for the lure of this creature is that it stalks lost people in the woods, showing up with a mask and luring them into a false sense of security, even though it's still kind of off-putting. They'd bond with the human, and if the creature likes you enough, they put you on their back on the trampoline part, so you can bounce around and sightsee. But when you upset them, because they're clingy, bossy, and codependent, and have a short temper like that, or when they really need a snack, well, you're a goner. Look at them, they're so very creature. Going in chronological order, we have the creepy girls next. I don't know anything about them, not their names, I don't remember their faces, whatever. So I don't know why this memory stuck around in my mind for so long. So it goes that one day I was blissfully going to the bathroom, as you do, in my elementary school. It was first grade and we moved in. Nicole's parents were no longer our landlords, when I saw a trio of girls giggling in the corner as I headed for the stall at the far end. This is the layout of the bathroom, by the way. I was going here and the mean girls were here. Anyways, I heard one of them whisper, "Tee-hee, I saw a huge spider in there." I was unsure if she was telling her friends or directing at me in a sing-song make-fun sort of way, but I was so cool as a first grader, I didn't let the haters get to me. Also, at the time, I didn't really fear God or spiders, so I was like, YOLO, and I went in the stall. Unfortunately, the stall wouldn't lock, so I was struggling out the door for a bit, but then I was like, surely those girls saw me go in, and any newcomers would see my feet under the stall door and not barge in, right? So imagine the shock and horror when I was deep in contemplation upon my porcelain throne when 3 little rats dare trod upon my domain. In less fancy words, they opened the door while giggling madly until I yelled at them to get out. In the end, this experience didn't traumatize me so much as confuse me, so character development here, I guess. It was over in a minute, but it deeply confused me because why? What was their motivation? It must have been on purpose, right? And also, there was no spider inside the stall. What were they yapping about? I have so many questions and no answers because I never saw them again. This one I had a better grip on, so I jumped in right away. Actually, this was the first drawing, if we're going in order which I drew these. I've not touched Ibis paint in months up until this point, so I was washed up. Anyways, I don't remember what any of the girls actually looked like, so I based them on creepy porcelain dolls. Okay, well, I based the main head on a creepy porcelain doll, and I gave up on the rest of the heads. What's it called when, like, a character has 3 heads? Like, a character with 1 eye is a Cyclops, but 3 heads, a Cerberus, but human? Does Cerberus only apply to dogs? Anyways, I gave her a torn, creepy porcelain doll dress, and yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but I wanted to add in spider elements, so I gave them a spider stuffy. It was supposed to be unsettling, but I think I accidentally made it a little too cute. I also gave them spider fangs, mandibles, things. Entomologists, please don't come after me. Then, in a stroke of absolute genius, I added the ribbons with the eyes on them. They're my favorite part of the design. For the lore, I imagine they inhabit dank, moldy, abandoned houses and gross public bathrooms. They use their flat ribbon tentacles, spider-like things. They're supposed to emulate spider legs, but because they have eyes on them, that's kind of a nod to them being voyeurs, looking everywhere, barging into clearly occupied bathroom stalls, you know, to reach under doors and slip into small gaps in vents and stuff, to spy on people. They're a hive mind, so the 3 heads don't actually have separate personalities. They just have 3 times the brain capacity, so they can process things a lot quicker. I don't know if that was scientifically accurate, but who cares because it's cool! Like the dog wolf deer thing, she's a stalker type creature. She would have an extensive catalog of a person's specific habits, likes, dislikes, etc. that she figured out all through stalking them. Not for any malicious purpose, just for fun, which is arguably weirder and scarier. Anyways, here I am finishing up the design and adding a last minute touch with the door-shaped pattern on her dress. Pretty self-explanatory. Now that I think about it, can you imagine her popping her 3 heads out of the toilet like a worse version of the Gen Alpha brain rot man who pops out of the toilet, he who shall not be named? I don't want that kind of blackmail of me saying Gen Alpha brain rot on the internet. Skip it. Next up is this guy whose name I forgot, but I'm gonna just call him Mike since I'm fairly certain that is not his name. I don't care anyways, because I freaking hated him, even though once again, our interaction was over fairly quickly. Bro wreaked as much havoc in one afternoon than Nicole did in half a year. Alright, this was back in 2nd grade, and I didn't fear God or taxes or homework because I didn't have any. So I just spent my whole afternoon on the playground. So one day I saw this kid, and I was like really lonely. So I was like, bro, do you want to come over to my house? We lived within walking distance of school, so I just brought him over to my house. I tried to get him to do all the fun activities, except he was a rude jerk. For example, we were playing ball and he purposefully threw the only ball we had into the neighbor's yard. Then I showed him the cool tree in my backyard that I invited him to climb, but he didn't want to, so I climbed it. And then I was here, I was like, wow, I'm so cool. And then I jumped down, and like the worst thing he could say is not have a response, right? Nah, bro straight up called me crazy, insane woman, or something like that. Bro, with the flip. Then I showed him this cool chart that me and my neighbor, bless his soul, made, and we taped to a tree. He didn't listen to a word I said, he just ripped it off the tree and tore it to shreds. What the flip is wrong with this guy? Then it was time for him to leave, and he was like, ooh woo, can I please have your Legos, ooh woo? Because I have an awesome Lego collection. I still do, by the way. And as a final act of goodwill, I was like, sure, lol. But then I was like, wait, no, can I please keep the minifigures? Bro, this practically stranger barges into my house, trashes the place, demands my stuff, and poor me, who is actively being taken advantage of, is asking him for permission to have my own stuff back? This man, I kid you not, he had the audacity to go, no, I want the minifigures, and started throwing a hissy fit. And his mom, who was having a conversation with my mom, sheepishly said, by way of explanation, well, he's just like that. Every time he goes to a friend's house, he demands a gift upon leaving, and then she starts defending him. Lady, no wonder your son turned out to be a brat, and not in a 365 party girl way. I hate this design so much. I had so many cool ideas, but they just weren't working. Anyways, I gave Mike leech teeth because he's such a little parasite, and I gave him this shadow monster behind him because he has his mom for backup, and it's supposed to be black hole themed because he's so grabby and needy and entitled and sucking everything towards him. And okay, science nerd, I know black holes just don't suck, but whatever. Mike was gonna be a gray blob like in my experimental doodles, but I thought that was too boring, and the dog wolf deer thing was also gray, so to fix that, I made him purple, which I'm not a huge fan of, and I try to give him messed up analog horror monster type proportions because those guys are scary as heck, but it just wasn't working and he looks so goofy. I also wanted to add more color and reference the Legos, but God, it was hard. I added some bricks falling out of him and some Lego block colored stars to his skin. As for lore, he goes to daycares and steals children's toys, eats them, absorbs them, where sometimes they also protrude out of his skin. He's like Kirby. He takes on the property of the object he ate, but he's the inferior cosmic horror, obviously. Kirby for the win. Also, the shadow blob is in a symbiotic relationship with him. I don't know anymore. I really don't want to talk about this design further, so I'm gonna go totally off script now. Speaking of scripts, did you know that this is my first scripted video? Yeah, in my other videos, I would just improv stuff and then edit out the bits that I don't like. But now I'm actually going off script. I got that theater kid swag in me. Okay, what should I even talk about? Something completely unrelated. Yeah, let me, Minecraft, yeah. Minecraft. I love Minecraft so much. It's an amazing game that I'm really, really bad at. I spend a lot of time watching people play Minecraft on YouTube. And this is getting into media recommendation territory, like I'm exposing myself a little bit here. Also, have you watched... Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Have you watched Parkour Civilization? It's so bad. Also, have you all watched the Life series? It's so good. And these two things are just bouncing around in my head like the DVD logo, and it never hits the corner of the metaphorical screen. I'm willing to expose myself in order to have the slight chance of recommending media to you. Maybe I could do like a 10-minute video in the future where it's just media recommendations. Would you like that? I don't know. And the time lapse over. Just kidding, I lied. There's like 3 seconds left. Why is this so hard to line up? We're done. Oh my god, we're finally... I probably should have thought about the consequences of complaining about my life on the internet when a bunch of my friends are probably gonna see this video. That's embarrassing. I did not think this through, did I? Sorry for the fluctuating audio quality. I pumped this out in 3 days. Anyways, here's all the drawings. Feel free to give them names, talk about them in the comments. I don't care. Tell me your favorite, except if it's the third one, you're lying. The third one is no one's favorite. All right, stay safe, stay warm, happy trick-or-treating, happy Halloween. All right, show's over. Go home. Go.